Hi everyone, welcome back to If My Heart Had Wings, episode 4, where the girls in the Flying Fish Manor are so uncomfortable being around with Aoi, the new dorm mother. Because in the last episode, episode 3, Aoi's first job was to make breakfast, and only Kanako showed up. And the other girls were peeking from the hallway, ensuring that nothing else goes wrong. And now we come across Kotori, who made a complete 180 yesterday. So yesterday she was crying because she's stuck on a hill because of a flat in her wheelchair. And Aoi helped her fix it. But then when she figured out that Aoi is the new dorm mother, she got upset and told him to disregard everything. So now it's the following day, and I kind of wonder how she feels this morning. So let's see what happens next. In the entrance of the dormitory, there was Kotori. She was dressed in her uniform and looked like she was about to go to school. Oh, morning, Kotori. Morning. So she's not fully comfortable yet. So, are you going to school? Shall we go together? Well, I think he probably just felt like it. After all the things that happened yesterday. Okay, so she's still not happy yet. So she put it bluntly as she quickly went out the front door. Okay. Well, I don't have any friends at school, so I was just asking. Well, it's his first day, so, he probably doesn't have friends yet. It looked like we had a strange misunderstanding. Okay, so he's out of the Flying Fish Manor, and now he's heading to school. So there you go. So he's also a student, and so obviously he's looking for a career that's not being a dorm mother. I think he's just there, maybe because he doesn't have to pay for living expenses. So today's my first day at the new school. But he's kind of nervous, because he doesn't know what the students are going to be like. So his last school was a specialty school. So Keifuu Academy, the school I'll be going to now, is an engineering school and a co-ed, and the school traditions are quite different as well. Okay, so he went from one specialty school to another specialty school. So I kind of feel like maybe sports is not his type, and he probably wants to do engineering instead. And it's co-ed, which is kind of good. So as I walk the streets that lead to the school, there are more and more groups of people wearing the same uniform. Okay, so now he's meeting more of the classmates, or seeing more of the classmates. So this is one of the same areas which I lived 5 years ago. There should be a few people that I know, but most of the people who I recognized went on to regular schools. So I'm not sure why he really wants a school. I wonder what he wants to be. But sometimes going to a all-purpose school is kind of the best, because you have more options about what you can do once you come out of the school. So I have a feeling that this school they're responsible for the research, or they contribute to the research of the wind turbines and the solar panels that we saw in episode 1. But either way, he's kind of wondering if he'll find any classmates who recognize him, or any of his friends from before that would recognize him. Even if I know one person, it will make a big difference. There will be more misunderstandings with Miss Alu as well. So it's like he did have a lot of friends in the past because he lived here before, and then most of them went to regular schools. But he's hoping that there might be one or two that will go to this school, and this person would recognize who he was. Oh yeah, so which school did Ageha and the others go to? So they're my childhood friends who I always played with when I was a kid. So if Ageha, Ma-bou, Hotaru, and Anshan. Just 4? So Ageha and Ma-bou are the same age, and we haven't met in 5 years and haven't really stayed in touch. We just about managed to exchange New Year cards, but that reminds me, in the corner of last year's New Year card, I think there was a small message about which school we were planning to go to. And what did it say? I think it's written very, very small, so it's really hard to read. And because it's in the corner, there's a chance that you're not gonna recognize it, or basically pay attention to it. And only Anshan knows that he's coming back to the place. And he's kind of nervous if he does see one of those people. But one thing, so with the ones that like Ageha, she probably smashed my face in. She'd say, why didn't you contact me or something? So I think one thing Irie doesn't know is that even though Ageha and Ma-bou are about the same age as him, they might have different interests, and they might not be interested in going to this engineering school that he's going. So they might want to go to the regular school instead. So that's also a thing to consider. She looked at acting like a real tomboy. When I remember the past, it made me smile as well. But okay, so I think somebody recognizes him. So she's like, "Hey." At the point where Toad Streets leading to the school meet, there was a girl wearing a Keifuu uniform standing there looking towards me. The other girls that she was walking to school with asked, "What's up?" and seemed puzzled as they spoke to her. However, it seems that the girl can't hear them and was staring over here at me. This is really poor writing. Just faintly, her eyes seemed full of surprises. Wow, grammar errors. Well, she's pretty cute though. Without realizing, I stopped walking and was staring at the girl. Until a few days ago, I was going to an all-boys school. So I think he's kind of not used to having girls in his classroom. Or is it in his classes? The sight of a girl on the way to school in her uniform was causing me to get palpitations. Is perfectly reasonable. Not sure what that means. Wait, is that you, Aoi? So she got the name? Oh yeah, it is. So there's a sign that he does know her. Or she knows him. There you go. So suddenly having someone call my name in such a carefree manner made me feel a little bit nervous. But who's her? Oh, it's you! So she's all happy. So she's happy. Here you go. But, does he really know who she is in return? So, he probably doesn't know who she is. No, wait. I've seen his face before. When she smiles like this, her eyes sparkle like a little kid. So, are you Ageha? So at least he recognizes who she is, and when she smiled, that gave him the memories of this person. She asked us as she briskly moved closer, bringing her face right up to mine. It's definitely Ageha's. She's changed a lot though, but if I look at her face, there's no doubt that it's her. So he just recognized her, and at least he identified her. So is it really that Ageha? Uh-oh. So this kind of reminds me of Strawberry Knots, where the main character, as he was heading to the dormitory, which happened to be an all-girls dormitory as well, so the Dear South dormitory, or Cotton dormitory, there's this girl that just comes up to him and she recognizes him at first glance, even though the main character, Hotaru, doesn't recognize her. And it's to basically give a little story about what they did as little friends together in their child life. And when she mentioned it, it kind of got embarrassing, but she really wanted Hotaru to know who she was. And she was kind of upset that he doesn't recognize her. And Hotaru was like, well, that's because when you were a little kid, you looked like a boy, and I thought you were a boy. I didn't know that you were actually a girl after all. Which kind of ties in a little bit to the High School DD anime, where I forgot her name. Oh, Irina. Irina looked like a boy as little toddlers, but then she grew up to be a girl. Let's continue. Let's not go too far. Okay, so she gives her full name, Ageha Himegi. What is it? Said the other girls as they gather around in a circle. So now the other girls are kind of curious about why she is talking to Aoi and just coming up to him. Okay, so Ageha is gonna introduce the girls, or introduce Aoi to the girls. So I think there's another girl in the pool that knows Aoi very well, and she calls him Sachin. Okay, so she does recognize him. Oh, Aoi! And she was surprised as well. Okay, so he did have a class with her. They were in the same class when they were in 4th grade. So I wonder why the transfer, like maybe job transfer for the parents or something. And I think it's like when they went to like specialty schools, like he didn't want to do sports, so he preferred to come here instead and do engineering. So the girls seemed impressed by his explanation, and they looked at me with eyes full of expectations. But at the same time, it kind of puts pressure on him because now they kind of expect some level of expertise from him, or some level of skill from him. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Aoi Miyase. So, I don't think he can hide his embarrassment. He's kind of nervous, so I think when he's greeting the girls, he's shaking. But we'll see. And I think Ageha recognizes it. I never thought I would find myself doing introductions in the street on the way to school like this, so I was totally unprepared. Well, you have to be prepared for unexpectancies. I'll say it again. Let me do it again. So I could hear Miss Aliel's words in the back of my mind. So he kind of goes back into like that wheelchair girl, and he probably thinks that he probably suspects that she's watching him from a distance. Oh wow, you've gotten taller. I didn't recognize you at first. So she does notice his, like, how different he is now compared to 5 years ago. Okay, so comparing heights. And she really didn't mind when she's really close up to Aoi. And she doesn't seem to mind. And I think she's jealous, like, how come boys can grow taller? Well, that's usually the norm, but there's always exceptions. Because, not everyone's created equal. Well, speaking of which, you changed a lot as well. Really? And she kind of examines herself. Okay, so he's like, yeah, you used to look like a lot like a boy, and I was surprised to see that you've become a girl. Well, these were my honest thoughts, but I said them in a way that sounded weird. I thought she might find it slightly charming, but... Okay, so now she's taking advantage of it. It's like, oh, so I've looked more womanly to you. Isn't that nice? So she's like, oh, I'm being praised now that I look more girly. I always has admit that I look more like a girl. So the force of her spin made her skirt flutter around gently. Yeah, it's like you. It's like you're not really Ageha anymore. While Dave's not really thinking, those thoughts kind of just slipped out. Oh, yeah, alright. Ageha was pleased and did high fives with her friends. Seeing her high spirits, was like that was just like the old times. So she's always energetic, I would say. So her enthusiasm, her energetic attitude, really didn't change much compared to 5 years ago. Okay, so going back to the fact that she looked like a boy and now she's more girly. It's really a pretty nice school. Lots of good architecture. You see the roof here. It's quite curved, and it looks like a spaceship, from a sense. You get this round dome. This roof here is kind architectural, and lots of curves, lots of lines, and even this nice sculpture in front of the school. Yeah, this is a pretty nice school. And I think it probably costs a lot to attend, and you will probably have to take an entrance exam and pass it to be accepted to this place. Because I've not seen any school that's as elegant as this place. The school of the 24th century. So between the language and the social studies lessons taught in the regular schools were those from a specialist curriculum. So there's probably like more classes dedicated to engineering, maybe like AutoCAD, 3D CAD modeling, learning about building machines, and intense math and science courses. And you do get more specialty courses depending on what you want to do. Because engineering comes in all sorts of flavors. It's more than mechanical, civil, and electrical. There's also chemical engineering. There's biomedical, agricultural, all sorts of stuff. Oh, by the way, this is a 5-year school. Oh, that's pretty nice, though. So give me the extra year to train you. Well, then again, engineering courses are pretty heavy. There's a lot of classes to take, and the classes are pretty hard. So it's nice to have this kind of building because it gives you a refreshing atmosphere because you're going to be stuck here for 5 years doing lots and lots of hard math and science. Okay, so he's inside the building, and even the inside looks quite nice. Lots of curves, lots of lines. And the windows are sloped, which is kind of nice. But he knows there's something else. So, he's feeling uncomfortable being around with all the girls. He's like, whoa, this is so different. I wonder what they do in the all-boys school that's considered a sad custom. Oh, I wonder if Ageha's jealous, or maybe it's like, you seem much different. You seem to admire girls now. No, that's not it. I just thought that they look really grown up. That's all. I don't think that's gonna fool Ageha. Well, they're seniors from the 4th and 5th years, right? Okay, that's good to know. So also the school is a specialist school. The percentage of girls is pretty high. Okay, so it's good to know that this school has a pretty good percentage of female students, but I don't want to go too far into this because this kind of ties into a controversial subject about diversity in engineering. Well, anyways, let's continue. Huh? Why is that? Without thinking, I took an interest in that, and Ageha looked at me as if she wanted to call me a pervert. Oh, okay. Good to know. Oh, okay, so they hired someone to make the building look architecturally nice. But I don't really see how this correlates to getting more female students to attend the school. Because having a nice building doesn't really cover up what's inside. But it's like it also mentions that there's more courses for girls. And I'm wondering what kind of courses they're offering to increase female enrollment. And now they're toting the idea, oh, we have a equally balanced boy to girl female like a female to male ratio. So I'm kind of wondering, on top of course offerings and the architecture, if this school is pushing other initiatives to encourage more female students to enroll at this school. Cause that's what they usually do. But anyways, this is fiction, so we should not take things too seriously here. Bearing this in mind, I felt uneasy about choosing the school as the one I would transfer to, but I like people to think that it can't be helped because I'm from an all-boys school. Okay, so it's lunchtime now. So Ageha's like giving him an overview of the school. yeah, this is really amazing school. But the school itself is pretty old. I'm wondering if the building was actually rebuilt. Or they kept some of the old architecture and then they just built a new building around it. I think that they've done that with some of the buildings. They keep all of the hallmarks of the old building in place, and then they just build a new building around it. The best example being Terminal 5 of JFK Airport. It had a really nice front, but they didn't want to get rid of it, so they built a new terminal right behind the old building. And it's famous. Okay, so it was renovated. I think that they tore down sections of the old building and then they just rebuilt it as time went on. So I'm kind of surprised. Kind of wondering how they built this like the circular cantilever structure with the old building in place. And once again, they hired famous people to design it. I wonder how much it costs to build this building. Because if you want to hire famous people, if you want to make it look all fancy, that's going to cost a lot of money. And in most education settings, there's not enough money to afford all of that. So, they always forego it. And I wonder how much it costs to attend this school. I wonder if the tuition is super duper high. And yeah, he even mentions this, like, yeah, I enter some kind of sci-fi setting.
設備も最高だよ。冷暖房完備、完全バリアフリーで、どんな人も安心して学校生活が送れます。
Well, obviously, if it's freshly renovated, freshly completed, you'd always want to conform to the latest standards. Like, make sure you have nice facilities, full handicap access, and like top-notch air conditioning. So this is kind of just straightforward. Like, if you build a new building, you always want to make it conform to the latest standards. And since they hired a designer to make this building look all fancy, they might want to take it one step forward and put even more luxurious features so that it would sustain its allure for quite a few years after for many years to come. Disabled access. Oh, that's right, Miss Leo. I mean Kotori should be somewhere in the school. Okay, so when Ageha mentioned disabled access, he's like, why that? Oh, yeah, there are people in wheelchairs like Kotori that go to this school.
でもさ、葵、本当変わったよね。
Oh, you really have changed. Ageha, as she walked by my side, was happily murmuring as she looked at my face.
顔とか、昔はもっと可愛らしかったのに、なんかゴツゴツしちゃってさ。
Yeah, you seem more rugged compared to your cuteness in the past. Yeah, same to you.
ひど、私ゴツゴツなんてしてないもん。
Okay, so I think she's grown to the point where she does not want to be treated like a guy anymore. It's like, oh, don't call me rugged. If she knew that when we met on the way to school, I thought she's pretty cute and she never let it go, I better keep quiet.
あんちゃんから聞いてなかったら気づかなかったわよ。
Well, if I hadn't heard it from Anchan, I would never would have realized. I wonder if we actually met Anchan yet. You heard it from Anchan. Okay, so she did have some idea that he was gonna be back at this. He was gonna be back in this area. Oh, by the way, I'm in the same class as Ageha. She knew that I might be coming as a transfer student, so that's why she wasn't surprised by our chance meeting this morning. So what's she saying now? Okay, so I think this goes back to what he was expecting from her in the beginning, when he was kind of anticipating that if he was gonna meet any of his old friends. And she's like, well, if you're gonna come back, you should have texted me, or you should have contacted me in the first place. Oh, sorry. Let's see. So I'm wondering. Okay, so Anchan is also a childhood friend of Aoi, and he's just older than them. And he kind of felt like a big brother. And I think she's still upset, like, well, you should have let me know directly and not have to go through Anchan. And I would have beaten you up if it was the old me. No, she wouldn't have hit me. She's just making all these loud claims or loud threats. Okay, so now they're gonna go to the class. Wow, this is probably super technical. Oh, super technical. Like the nice theater style seating, the steps go all the way down to the front of the classroom, and you get TV screens, and you get a digital whiteboard, and each person at the desk gets their own computer. Wow, this is pretty wow, this is pretty sweet. But in these days, you probably wouldn't want to have a computer at your desk, because that's kind of extra. These days we use laptops. Well, I do, and I like to carry my computer around. But let's just let you take a look at this while I close this video. So what happened in episode 4 is that Aoi, he has a pretty not so good life back at the Flying Fish Manor, but now he's all lively, gets all this nice gets this more friendly atmosphere as he goes to Keifuu Academy, and he gets to meet his childhood friend Ageha, who used to be a tomboy, but now she's grown up to look more female-like, and I think that's why she doesn't want to resort to beating him up anymore, because I need to be more ladylike and not such a man. But we'll see how it's like once class comes in session. I really want to know how or what Aoi thinks in terms of academics, like how's the class like? Because engineering classes can be very hard, and even though you have a nice facility, that doesn't mean that you'll be able to survive in a pretty intense environment. But we'll see what happens next in episode 5. With that in mind, I'll see you later.